Hey everybody, Justin Watching Movies here. We're here today to rank all the superhero movies of 2017. And this was a hard list to compile because I said to myself, what constitutes a superhero movie? Because I was thinking of Power Rangers and Captain Underpants. Are those superhero movies? And then I took to Twitter and LC Screen Talk and I compiled a poll to figure out if we should include Power Rangers and Captain Underpants in this list, and the clear vote was yes, so I had to change my thoughts. Now I'm going to rank all 9 superhero movies from worst to best of 2017, so let's get this list started. Before we get started with this list, I'd like for you guys to subscribe down below. Here on my channel you can get a lot of movie reviews and Funko Pop videos and ranking videos just like this. Also in the description box below, I'll leave the link down below for all 9 of these movie reviews. I've seen them all, so they're all down there in the description box. Go over there and check out those reviews. So let's get this list started with number 9, the worst film. And it's not a bad film, it's a fun film, and that's Captain Underpants. Captain Underpants is a really charming movie. I grew up reading a lot of Captain Underpants and some of those spin-off novels as well, like Super Diaper Baby. I just loved reading them. They were so fun, and I love that they had like the story from the point of view of the kids, so it kind of felt like it was relatable. And that's what this movie just did as well. It felt like it was told from the point of view of George and Harold, and it kept it in a fun pace and upbeat at all times. They integrated a lot of things from the books that I love, like turning the pages really fast and put it into the movie. There's so many things I admired about Captain Underpants. The voice casting was really great, the animation was very bright, and the relationship between the Harold and George and their principal turned to Captain Underpants was very intriguing. It kept them on their toes as well, and it kept my interest level in the movie at all times. It's not a bad film, but it sits at number 9. Coming at number 8 is Power Rangers. I love Power Rangers. I love everything about Power Rangers. I grew up watching Power Rangers. I've binged all the seasons leading up to this movie. I collect so many Power Ranger things. So it was clear that my expectations were really high for this movie, and I wasn't disappointed, but I didn't get what I was hoping for. I was hoping for just a lot of suits and fighting Goldar and Rita Repulsa and the putties and all that. And when we do get it, it is very fun, and I think it is just what I wanted. But we unfortunately get a lot of team buildups and character development between the 5 teenagers. And I feel like it is necessary, but I want a little more of the Power Rangers. I want a little more of the suits and the Zords and the morphine and just them being very cheesy. That's what I wanted from this movie. Unfortunately, we did get a lot of the character development and the team building, and it all works, but I really want more of the Power Rangers and them fighting. That's what I wanted, and hopefully that they'll do a sequel and they'll have a little more of that, and I will love it even more. Coming at number 7 is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. This was a fun movie, and it was a little bit emotional at times with Yondu and Star-Lord, but I feel like there was a lot of characters that didn't get to the screen time like I was hoping for, and we really loved them from the beginning, and they really worked as that team. Characters like Drax, I felt like he was doing some other things, and then you had Rocket, who was doing some other stuff as well, and they just didn't feel like a team like they did in the very first movie. That's what I liked about Guardians of the Galaxy. And unfortunately, they kind of dispersed doing other side things in this movie. And each one of them is still intriguing to watch and listen to their jokes. But I wish they would have built a little more team dynamics in this movie. Nonetheless, I think it's a very emotional film, very funny, and the visuals are stunning once again. Coming at number 6 is Justice League. Justice League was surprising. It wasn't a good DC movie, but it wasn't bad either. It was kind of in the middle for me. I thought the team dynamics really worked. They worked well as a team, and each individual got a shining moment in this movie. I like certain things about each character, like Aquaman and the Flash. I think that they work really well into this team, but unfortunately a lot of their introductions did feel very rushed. And the villain of Steppenwolf was really bad and didn't have the build-up like I wanted him to, and the CGI for him was horrendous. But I thought it was a very fun movie. The action at the end was great. The final boss battle was awesome. And seeing Ben Affleck as Batman once again pleases me so much because Ben Affleck is really good as Bruce Wayne Batman. And then Henry Cavill as Superman in here worked really well. Pretty much everybody in this movie played their parts really great. It's just the introduction and some of the pacing for this movie just did not work. But nonetheless, I think it was a very pleasing DC movie. Coming in at number 5 is the Lego Batman movie. I love the Lego Batman movie. It was a charming movie, and it took everything that I loved about Batman It just made jokes about it. It knew what it wanted to be. It knew it wanted to have fun, and it wanted to have it in a Lego style. And it completely worked because Batman is such an eccentric person. He's just way out there, and he has a lot of money, and they take a lot of Bruce Wayne's life and just have fun with it. And I think that's why I like this movie so much, because it took one of my favorite superheroes, turned them into something that I really love, like Legos, and then just had fun and just had really cool visuals, just really cool animation, and took a lot of the villains I love in the Batman universe, like the Joker and the Penguin and Catwoman. They just took them all and just turned them into Legos and said, here, have fun, everybody. You love Batman, you love Legos, here you go. Just take it all and soak it in. And the Lego Batman movie was just such a fun movie. And I never thought, like years ago, I would say that I would enjoy a Lego Batman movie as much as I did. It's a great movie. Coming in at number 4 is Logan. Logan is supposedly Hugh Jackman's last X-Men movie, his portrayal as Wolverine Logan, and it was a good one. I wasn't expecting to be so emotionally invested in this movie, and I didn't expect to go the dramatic route. I thought it was going to be like a fun X-Men movie with like good visuals and cool action sequences. I didn't expect it to be so emotional and dramatic and Oscar-worthy acting. It was an amazing tribute to the character, and it wasn't focused on like, let's have one last final fun movie for you, guy. Let's do something to really end this character. Let's do something to really put the icing on the cake of the character that you have created and loved throughout the years. Hugh Jackman was so good in this movie. This movie would have been released like now, I would say Oscar talk for Hugh Jackman. I think it was released at the wrong time, but I love how it mixed comic book characters with drama and comedy at times and emotional moments. This movie just had it all, and it was rated R, it was bloody, everything you would want from a solo Logan film, not some of the other ones we've got. This was the right one that we needed to kind of tell all about the character, and we got to really know the character of Logan and what he's dealing with, and it was a terrific end to this character. Coming in at number 3 is SpiderMan Homecoming. I love Tom Holland's take as Peter Parker and Spider-Man. The visuals were really great, and they surprisingly had a really cool villain of the Vulture. I would have loved to see a little more of Tom Holland's take on Spider-Man, not Robert Downey Jr.'s take on Spider-Man and creating the suits and all that for him. I would have seen a little more of Peter Parker doing a little more of his own stuff. But nonetheless, this was a very fun film. Tom Holland did a great job portraying both Spider-Man and Peter Parker. Iron Man was fun in it. The visuals were really good, and the action sequences were fun. And it just made like a coming-of-age story for Spider-Man, and I love Spider-Man, and this is one of my favorite Spider-Man movies. Coming in at number 2 is Wonder Woman, the best DCEU film, and a very surprising film because I wasn't expecting too much because of Batman v Superman and Suicide Squad last year. They were a joke, but Wonder Woman came to really show me that DC can do good, and they made a really touching film. They added so much humanity into Diana Prince. I think that Gal Gadot did a really great job in this movie. There were so many moments for Gal Gadot to really show who Wonder Woman is and what she stands for. And those moments really did not disappoint. Those moments added a lot of heart to it. So now we're down to the best film, and we're left with Thor Ragnarok. This was a treat. It was a treat. I thought it was very visually stunning. It was a lot of eye candy. The humor just was placed so nicely, and I love that it was like a buddy adventure film between Thor and Hulk, and them fighting in the arena was just something I've always wanted to see. Planet Hulk was one of my favorite storylines for the Hulk, and kind of integrating that was so cool. Seeing Loki in there was awesome. Valkyrie was cool. Hela was an okay villain, not my favorite, but what made this movie work was its light tone, its humor, its visuals, and not having Thor on Earth. That was one of my problems with the first 2 Thor movies, is that focus too much on Thor on Earth. Here we got him on a different planet away from Earth, and it's able to work really well. I laughed so much in this movie, and I also appreciated the action sequences, the battle scenes, the visuals were so cool. Overall, this was a very pleasing movie, and I can't wait to see what Thor does in the future. So there you guys have it, all 9 superhero movies of 2017 ranked worst to best. How would you rank all 9 superhero films? make sure to leave your ranking list down below. Down below you can find other ranking videos like all of the Marvel films, all the DC films, and other ranking videos just like that. You guys are the best as always. This is Just Watch Movies, and you stay classy, YouTube.